No ifs, ands or buts. Why is the taxpayer paying to keep prisoners from foreign countries in our prisons, and it's being overran? So, you know, I would be up for that. And then I would be going to these IPAS centres, I would be going to the direct provision centres. How did you enter our country? Illegally? You're gone. You know, have you a criminal history? You're gone. Is there a genuine attempt to assimilate into the culture and achieve a job and give to the community and support the community? If so, yes, Céad Míle Fáilte. If not, gone.
So once again, Conor McGregor has shed some light on the illegal migrant housing crisis in Ireland, and has also exposed one of the key players behind the entire thing. First, we'll listen to what Conor had to say, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the situation. On X, McGregor posted this article which says Banty McInerney and 14 family members paid over $130 million to house refugees. Companies owned by GAR manager and businessman Seamus Banty McInerney and 14 other members of his family have been paid more than 130 million euros by the state to house asylum seekers and refugees since 2020. Essentially, this man is one of the key players in the destruction and genocide against indigenous Irish communities in Ireland. Now, Conor went on to say, corrupted by greed. Here is one thing for you all to mull over, Ireland. On our potential presidential candidates. Of all the candidates suggested, lurking, hoping, I am the only one the Irish can know for certain will not fall to greed. I have more money, property and more land than all, and I have never and would never sell out my country and its people. With all the others potential nominees, we just don't know. How will they respond in an entirely alien position than they have ever been in? They may or may not be good and hold up, but history and the odds show otherwise. It's just too risky. I am the only one proven loyal to the soil of Ireland. I will put an end to this preposterous racket and its enriching of greedy lost souls. As president, I end it. To their face, vote McGregor. In a recent interview with Tucker Carlson, Conor actually spoke about the migrant housing crisis in more detail, and he gave his specific game plan if he was elected as president, what he would actually do in terms of these IPAS centres and how he would vet the illegal migrants that are coming into Ireland. Here's what he had to say.
You believe that Irish Americans, again,
Now, recently, this migrant housing crisis actually hit boiling point and riots broke out for several days in a place called Ballymena in Northern Ireland. These riots broke out after it was found that 2 teenage migrant men were found to have sexually assaulted a young girl from the area. Now, the report says starting on June 9, 2025, riots broke out across Northern Ireland after 2 Romanian-speaking teenagers were charged with attempted rape after allegedly sexually assaulting a teenage girl in Ballymena. Now, this is the problem with the entire situation. There are a lot of illegal migrants sneaking into Ireland. Some of them have criminal records, and once they get there, they're also committing crimes on the shores. And this is what people are angry about, because the government are supporting these people, housing these people and protecting these people, despite them illegally entering the country and also committing crimes and having criminal records as well. Now, because of this migrant crisis and because of this recent sexual assault by 2 migrant men, there was a protest outside of the Marine Court Hotel, which is just a few miles away from Ballymena. Now, Rebel News actually attended the protest to speak to the locals to get their opinion on this situation surrounding these migrant hotels and IPAS centres, and here's what they had to say.
What brings you guys out here today?
We're just here because it's not that we're racist, we're a peaceful demonstration. We're just concerned for our daughters, granddaughters and nieces and nephews.
Well, I'm personally here because tensions in Northern Ireland have risen exponentially in the past couple of weeks because of the situation in Ballymena. Essentially, the atrocities that's happened here have brought the situation here extremely into light.
People are here today because they've been putting illegal and irregular immigrants into this hotel behind me. But the people aren't here just because of this hotel. This hotel represents every hotel in Northern Ireland where they're housing these undocumented men.
What's happened in the UK in the last 4 or 5 years is hotels have been taken over wholesale by government bodies that have literally crammed them full of illegal migrants. They call them irregular migrants, they call them asylum seekers, but basically the people that came into the country completely illegally.
Anger's gone downhill. There's so many immigrants here. There's so many children getting molested. They're going into charity shops, stealing the coin boxes off the counter.
There are obviously a lot of assaults going on around the country.
They're getting put into housing, hotels, housing. They're draining our country dry.
People who work, yes, that's okay, but not these people just stay in these hotels.
Can't do it through violence for a start. We need to do it peacefully, but we need more people out on the streets because this is really getting serious now, so it is.
So as you can see there, people are concerned, and with reason. There were tons of illegal men sneaking into the country. This is why Ireland is worried about these men coming into the country, because they come in illegally, they have criminal records, and some of them are assaulting people. Now this guy actually had a conversation with some locals, and they had a completely different opinion about the situation. According to them, migrants coming into Ireland is good for the country, and anybody that opposes against it is a bad person.
Peaceful way.
It's an embarrassment to this city.
Tell me why.
Because why?
They're intimidating.
Because we want people to be looked after when they're refugees and from their own country. So you Canadians wouldn't understand this because you were never refugees from anywhere.
And taking a stand against criminality is now a crime in the United Kingdom.
So you think Northern Ireland can handle more and more foreigners?
Absolutely.
More and more. Absolutely.
If they benefit society, and a lot of people that come here want to contribute.
They're focusing on the people that are coming out and protesting, and not focusing on why the people are coming out and protesting. That's worrying. That tells us everything we need to know, you know.
In Ballymena, the Roma community there, opening brothels, prostitution, drug or human trafficking.
Where's the truth of that? Show me the evidence.
I can show you. The police service have released statements. We put it in our reports.
The police service have oh my God. The police service wouldn't be talking to you, I can tell you.
But it's reported public information.
I'm sorry, but you are a joke, and what you're doing is a joke.
Pull that up right now.
So as you can see, this guy is not in favor of the Irish people. He is in favor of the migrants, and he doesn't believe any of the stories about migrants attacking people in Ireland. It's a funny situation when you see people like this, because to me, these people are like programmed by society. They are wokeists. Everything that is right, everything that is logical and morally correct, these people do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You don't believe it? That's happening?
I'm sorry. Does somebody pay you for doing this? Because I'm sorry if
that's not related. That's not related. Come on, man. I'm trying to be nice to you.
No, but you should. You should get another job.
Coming off very hostile.
You're sort of that's terrible.
But you see, people like this, when it starts to get a little bit intense and you start to get into the nitty-gritty and the facts, they start to stumble their words and they have no logical explanation. So they have to resort to insulting you and speaking about you on a personal level, because they lost the topic of discussion. They have to make it personal. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. And give me your thoughts on this situation, particularly the migrant housing crisis in Ireland. And this guy here is Seamus McEnany.